didn't want my mind to stay. And I was unfortunate that other people wanted it. Can you go for the next one, please? So I'm going to ask you to do physics. Hopefully by the time I'm done with you today, you'll make up your mind that you like physics, and in 20 years' time, you will be great guys in physics and great ladies in physics. Physics is easy. It's the study of motion, mostly. That's what I would say. Astronomy, you study the stars, one star's over there, one star's over there. Gravity pulls you down, stuff like that. Newton's laws, light. That's basically good physics. Next one. And when we talk about light, we're looking at the prism experiments and stuff like that, and it's the beginning of the understanding of frequencies, in understanding of quantum frequencies. And then we have atomic physics, where we study radiation and stuff like that, and how stuff combines, nuclear power. Then we have gravity, where we study relativity. And then we have quantum, which is looking at basic particles and the origins of the universe. Quantum mechanics is what I'm pretty good at, I would think. It's basic constituents of all things. We're all made up of the same things. All atoms, you're made up of exactly the same things as this floor we're standing on. Basics, quantum. Interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. And we see the behavior of all basic things. How are all the things behaving the same? And we find if you take it all the way up, it determines how me and you are behaving right now. I'll explain that later on. I'm just going through the quick motions of it. And the characteristics of all things that are basic. Basic characteristics of all things. Physics must include motion. So when we're looking at quantum mechanics, we're looking at the motion of things. How are basic particles moving, electrons, stuff smaller than an atom. How does this stuff move? It's not too complicated. Slow down, please. Okay, next. Yeah, that's the one. When we study quantum mechanics, which is why we do that. All this stuff, computers, all this, it's all from quantum mechanics. The laws that come out of it. So, from basic quantum mechanics, we learn that everything is information. Basically, to tell you what it is if you observe. Like if you observe through a microscope, something will tell you what it is. If you observe with a telescope, whatever's out there will tell you what it is. That's what physics is about. It's wanting to know what things are given motion and their position. There's stuff like, the wheel, how that operates, and stuff coming down a hill. It's all the same stuff, it's all motion. And next, please. Now, in physics, to be good at it, you must formulate a theory. You mustn't just regurgitate other people's work. You build yourself up, but after a time, in 10, 15 years' time, you should be strong enough, your mind should be strong enough to formulate your own theory. And when you have formulated your own theory, then you go and try and prove it, You don't just formulate it, you have to improve it, otherwise it's philosophy. And proving things is notoriously difficult. You'll find there's a branch called string theory. They're proving nothing, but it's all fascinating, it's all over the stuff, but they don't prove anything. So it's mostly a philosophy. You've got to prove what you say. If you say something is this, then you've got to prove it. If you say you've got something that can go through concrete, you've got to prove that something can go through concrete without damaging the concrete. You can't just say stuff. So that's what being a good physicist is. It's very difficult. But then when you prove it, you use an experiment. And once you use an experiment, it removes doubt about what you were saying. you have proven your theory. You are talking about science, that you have proven your theory is all you need to do. The rest is politics and power. Doesn't matter. You have proven what you set out to do. Next, please. So you will notice, I mean, you are pretty mature people. I mean, she's a kid, but the five of you are pretty mature. Here you like science, so I'm sure you can back me into science. So when we talk about this, I mean, we're all good at maths. I mean, we wouldn't be here. We try, you know. So I'm not talking over our head. All information is discrete. You pass through that in statistics. You know, she knows that. So you definitely know that. All information is discrete. Otherwise, you won't be able to measure. All information can be isolated. You can isolate anything on this earth. That's how we know stuff. Isolated. That if I want to know you, I'll isolate you and ask you questions. If I want to know you, I'll isolate you and ask you questions. If I want to know an electron, I'll isolate that electron and ask you questions and observe it. It's the same thing. All information is consistent. You can't be a boy today and a girl tomorrow, or a black person today and a white person tomorrow. You're consistent. You are what you are. And information packages are independent. Everybody's independent. Even if you're living with your parents, you are goddamn independent. Now my job here is to make you, when you get out of here, you are the best. You will be the best. So if you know this, you're halfway there. All information packages are independent. Even if she lives with me and I buy bread, breakfast, she's not me, she's independent from me. All information packages are random. Here you are, there's 5 of you. There could be 10 of you. There could be 3 of you. You know what I mean? It's random. It's events that happen, and it's the 5 of you. All information packages can be used to tell you. I can add 2 and 2 human beings, and I get 4 of you. Then I add another 2, and I get 6 of you. But I can do that with an electron. You know? I can get 2 plus 2 electrons would be 4. I can do that with a photon, 2 photons and 2 photons. I can do that with cows. And anything can be used to calculate something. All information packages can tell the time. We use watches to tell the time. It's 10 past 3. It's 10 past 4. But I can use you to tell the time. You can tell me in 200 heartbeats, come and meet me over here. It's exactly the same concept. It's all. So everything in this universe is basically the same. All information packages can be used to measure. You can use centimeters or inches. You can use your hand. You can use this light. You can use the computer. You can say to the moon takes 300,000 beats. That's how far the moon is. It doesn't have to be centimeters. You can use anything you like. Can you move on, please? But more importantly, all information can be put to some type of measurement. That's what physics is about. If you do not measure, you are not a physicist. Honestly, God, you're not. You've got to measure something. You know? Measurement is everything. You are conforming in physics, in any science. You've got to measure in biology, in chemistry, I mean with the vaccines. You know, the world went through this COVID vaccines. They were giving us vaccines. They're going to the laboratory. They see if people get okay. That's measurement. That's observation. You know, and if the vaccine doesn't work, get rid of it. That's the same thing in physics. If you don't measure, you are not in physics. You are regurgitating somebody else's work. And please, when you leave here, you need to be the best in the world. There are so few of us. Next, please. Then after a while, you realize everything is in a relationship. There is nothing that can exist outside a relationship. And all relationships lead to a loss of freedom. Here are you guys here today. We are in a relationship. You could be somewhere else playing soccer or football, but you are here. So we are all having a relationship. This is the same with electrons and particles. That's how you get an atom. Those particles are all having a relationship. Together in the atom, the atoms have relationships, and we get elements. elements, get relationships, and we get all sorts of stuff. We are the result, and we are the results of relationships. All of us. That is physics. That is science. And to make it easy for you when you understand that everything is in a relationship. Next one, please. Now I'll give you some examples of relationships. We have like stars and planets. You know, this is the star, and this is the planet going around the star. They're in a relationship. And what is the, as I said, all relationships was energy. The energy involved in keeping it together is gravity, but that's still an energy force keeping things around. That is a relationship, you know. And trajectory, you know, something, you know, I throw this ball up in the air. It's in a relationship, you know. That's why it comes back down. And if I put how those, it's all about energy. The trajectory is influenced by energy to go from here to here. But you could land over, instead of landing here, you could land there. There are different relationships that make you land here instead of there. All different relationships will make this end up in a different place. And then we can talk about elements. We've already talked about that. Two different kinds. Particles, they all map up together, and we have an element. When you see all the particles together, you see, there's an element right there. So that's it. And human beings, you know, because the laws of physics must be the laws of reality. We talk about random relationships, and all relationships are random. I mean, we have used this random case. I had a car accident, you know, on the way here, and I was not made it. You know, I go to work in the morning. I have a boss. You know, I'm in a relationship with that boss. I'm in a relationship with my wife. I'm your mother. I'm in a relationship with you too. You know, we're all, you know, we're all part of a relationship. And when you come to school, you're in a relationship with your teacher. You're in a relationship with your friends. This thing here is in a relationship with this table. You know, it's on the table that every relationship is a physical relationship, but it is a relationship. Can we move on to the next one, please? Now, I'd love you to read this, but you know, I've lost my zeal for talking politics. I want you to listen to a man's interview one day, whenever you get the chance. Read that and look at the evidence. Politics is part of physics. Can you move on to the next one? You know, I was interviewed by CBC. Look, this is going to happen to you. You got to be ready for the thing. You're not the dominant culture. What I've just told you now, that everything is in a relationship. I was interviewed by CBC in 2016 by Robert Waldman. Now that interview was taken down in 2016, and I was replaced in 2019 by Lee Smolin. This is the same CBC. Took down my interview, and made it look like it came from me. See, because you have to understand politics over and above science. You know, it is not okay for that to happen, for a mind to be taken. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We don't get stuck on ancient things, but do expect politics in science. You are here because you are determined. And you will be the best if you know everything is in a relationship and all the information. Guaranteed you will be the best if you understand that. You will discover stuff. If you know that. But nobody told the truth. You give all the evidence, all the journalists are scared to tell the truth. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Next one, please. So now, you know all the politics. You have to know all the politics. You've got to know thick skin. You know, if everything has the same basic characteristics, if everything is the same, what about magnetism? That was missing. The idea, what is magnetism? We know light is a particle, it's a wave. We know electrons are particles, a wave, or a wave. There's quarks, there's all sorts of things that we know. These things are waves and particles. What about magnetism? Nobody knows, nobody bothered to investigate. They said it's something mysterious. But why should it be different from anything else? Now that's what the physicist does. I had to ask the question, why would magnetism different information? It has to be the same. But how am I going to, now, if I'm a host, I will not be able to prove anything about magnetism if I'm a host. But if the system is a host, they'll be able to do how they can't prove it. So now, as a black man, I have to go, there's no other way around. Once you state something, you don't need money from anybody. So I've gone to test magnetism. Please move on. But how? Magnetism has never been tested for what it is. Nobody on this planet bothered to test what is magnetism. You know, they give you stuff, theoretical stuff, like they know, and you will realize it's not true whatever everything they say. It's never been done. But next one, please. There is an idea of how to do it. Thomas Young did a double slit experiment. You know, when there was a man called Thomas Young, you know, he did a double slit experiment. You know, you have two slits here, but this is bigger. But then very tiny slits, and you push light through there, and you see a wave of it. I'm sure you've done it. Come on. At this age, you guys are way more advanced than we were. You know, you can even get a McDonald's box. You know, you split it up. I've done it for her. You get a laser, put a laser through it, through a McDonald's box, and you can see the wave pattern at the end. Do you remember? Okay. Yes. So, but next one, please.
Just a question.
Yes.
The experiment. It's to demonstrate that light acts as though the wave is part of it.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it?
Yeah. That's a really cool experiment.
It is. It's one of the best. It's easy to do. You know, like I said, I showed you using McDonald's box. Yeah. And you just put two slits, and you put a laser through it, and you see the wave yourself. Can we go to the next one? You can ask a question anytime.
Oh, I have a question. You mentioned string theory beginning. Do you mind telling us what that is exactly? Really briefly? Or is it too complicated?
No, it's not complicated. String theory is coming down to say everything comes down to strings and strings of vibrating different stuff, you know. Well, it's actually borrowing from quantum mechanics. Instead of saying it's a particle, you say it's a string. It's the same thing, but they can hardly prove it. Everything's a string, then you've got long strings, they can't prove anything, then they keep adding dimensions and taking out dimensions. It's complicated, but that's what it is. Everything's little strings, right? But it has inherently good use, because string theory at least understands that things have to be discrete. That's the only cool thing about it. I mean, I borrowed some stuff from string theory to get to where I am. I had to, because they were the only things that could explain what's happening. That's what it is. Everything's strings vibrating. Okay. Magnetism has different properties from light. You know, if you put a magnet through here, it will not even if you put slits, it will go straight through the cardboard, you know what I mean? It won't react with it. So we had to make different kind of slits, a different kind of interference thing. So I used this. And because I had a friend who was an engineer who told me blah, 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 you can't do this, the best thing would be use ferromagnets or some kind of speed. So this is an experiment we had to do. So we used iron slabs instead of slits. So this is the first one. And then you measure with a gauge meter. And you know, this is the truth. And there's no gauge meter at University of whatever. But to understand what magnetism is, so many universities don't understand the importance of measuring magnetism. So they could never determine what it is because they don't have a gauge meter. You need a gauge meter. So you measure on the face, come back once, and measure millimeter by millimeter. It's a painstaking process. What takes 1 second with light will probably take 2 hours with magnetism. So then come back, and then measure again, millimeter by millimeter each time. you write it down. You move the balls with the ring, you write it down. So, and then you use the slits, and we use these. Then we measure across these different planes. This is an experiment that is, so nobody knows magnetism because they've never measured it. Incredibly, you know, one sees the disturbance turn into a wave every time you measure. Then you move on. So I had to engineer my own tool. I had to invent my own tool because there was no tool for me to do that. Just basically a toy train, the block, the spool that goes through, and the gauge meter. The gauge meter is stuck here. The gauge, the measurements for it, there's a gauge meter here. Then I've got a digital caliper to make sure I'm moving 1 minute at a time, and I've got a screw here so that because we need something fine so that we can move 1 minute at a time. The screw I've got to put 1 minute at a time, but decided to put 2 minute measurements. So it takes a good 2-3 hours to complete one set of experiments. And I did 20, 30 of them, so 20 of them, that was 60 hours, something that takes 5 minutes with light. And this, see, with light, this is the wave pattern you get with light. The slits will be here, and you get this wave pattern. The dark will be, you know, the dark part shows where there's the most light, and it's sort of a wave, it moves across. I hope I'm representing it to you nicely. That's what you get with light with double slit experiment. Light and lactose, that's what you get. Can we move on, please? Now, the wave pattern for magnetism from the pole, because you have to do a test all the time, you know? So you do a test without any interference. And you always use the poles because that's the strongest. From the pole, you see it's exactly the same as light. It's immediately away from here, and as you move away in distance, the wave is maintained. It's exactly the same. Now, can we move on? Well, now with the double slit experiment, now when we test with magnetism, because we've interfered, these are the slits. This will be the lowest of the magnetism, and the height will be on the side. And then there'll be a little bump in the middle. But as you move away, it organizes itself. And you move away, it has a wave pattern at the end. But it doesn't start off as a wave pattern. Because of interference, but no matter how you do it, it always ends up like that. Can you move on to the next one, please? See, these are the slits I'm showing you. That's this. And can you move on to the next one? And this is it. This is what we get. Magnetic wave pattern from the slits. You see the dip at 1 centimeter wave. You see the dip, there'll be a dip here where the slits are. And then at 2 centimeters, it starts organizing into a wave. At 5 centimeters, almost a wave. At 8 centimeters away, it's a wave. It has organized into a wave. Then the metal slabs. So I've done about 8 experiments with different sizes of slits, some slits closer, some slits wider apart. And then we did with the metal slabs. This is these. That's exactly, can you go on to the next one? With metal slabs, as you can see, it's different. We've got a bump where the metal slabs are. There's a lot of magnetic activity. So it comes up high, dips, then where the metal slabs are, we get a bump. Then we move on 2 centimeters away, it's organizing, but at 5 centimeters and 8 centimeters, it's exactly the same as the slit. Now, result of experiment, without a gauge meter and measuring that person, no matter how loud by the power that be, and whatever is going on in science, they are putting doesn't apply because they have no right to say what magnetism is if you have not measured it. How can you say you know something but you haven't measured it? I bet you there's a whole lot of textbooks you have that talk about magnetism. Yes. What are they saying? They haven't measured it. Doesn't mean it. All they can say is it's perpendicular to the electron, and it's a result of a charge. They have no right to say what magnetism you show them? It's very important. You must not have such experiment if you want to do physics.
So is it like the theory that, so right here you have electrons pass through one way, and they act as particles. And then if you let it pass the other way, it acts as a wave. So light acts as both a wave and a particle.
And
Somehow
it's always something, it's when you measure it, when you try to measure it, it becomes a wave, a particle. When you measure it, it becomes a particle. Because when you observe it, it becomes a particle. When you're not observing it, when you're not interfering, it's a wave because you're always observing it. That's how you know it's a wave in a particle.
you did the magnetism test a similar way.
In a similar way.
Right?
Yeah.
It was just magnetic constant.
It's just the magnetic concentration. So let's go to the next one. So no matter the discovery, now this is a pretty good discussion. Look up, you're going to realize why this discovery is important. So unlike any other experiment in quantum physics, we can see there's no other experiment in quantum physics where you see something organized into a wave. With the light experiments, you can't see that. With the electron experiments, you can't see that. But with magnetism, you can see it organizing into a wave. If it's organizing into a wave, it means it's something discrete. If you can't organize it if it's continuous, how will you do that off? So it's something discrete. And that discrete thing I named after my ancestors. I named it Khumalo. Like the particle for light is called a photon. Particle for a charge is called an electron or sometimes a proton. Quark has its own thing. A gluon glues the stuff together, that's what they call it, a gluon. No, I call it a Khumalo. And for political reasons, I call it a Khumalo. There's a Thompson's gazelle in Africa, but there's no Thompson from Africa. There's a Rothschild's giraffe in Africa, but there's no Rothschilds in Africa. So I, as a person who discovered this, I have a right to name it what I like, and I named it after my ancestors. Khumalo. Can you move on next? Yeah. What is magnetism? Now I can measure it. I like the text that you are reading. I can actually tell you what magnetism is. It organizes into a wave. If you don't, so nobody at university would have told you that because there's no meter to measure it. You know, it organizes into a wave because I bothered to look for a meter up and down and carry until I found a guy with a meter and he charged me about $100. So to organize it, must is very unstable magnetism. I'll show you here how unstable magnetism is. See? What is it? Oh, yeah, it's kind of attractive. So all magnetic particles are diving along the way because they are unstable. You know what I mean? So if they're unstable, they don't last. You come up with this. There are lots of unstable stuff in particle reactors, you know. But this is one extremely unstable. Within 2 centimeters, 90% of the stuff has disappeared. Now 2 centimeters, it looks like from here, but that's, if I talk about the speed of light, it's 2 digits of a second, the stuff has disappeared. I mean, that's very, because a digit is how fast light travels in a second. So 2 digits is how light travels in 2 seconds. The stuff is gone. So particle, it's a particle and antiparticle you find out. I made the North Pole and the South Pole destroy each other whenever they move. Always, because they're particles. So the North and South are antiparticles of each other. And you can measure it. You can't talk of stuff unless measured. That is physics. You know? Magnetism goes through almost anything. Because it was largely ignored because it's too complex. And you, as people of color, should be glad that black man went and decided to look at it. You know what I mean? And discover a particle and show because you bothered to measure. You should be glad. Like I would be glad in 20 years' time when you all have principles behind it because you understood everything is in a relationship and everything is information. It makes everything easy. All of you will find something, and I used to look out the window in class and you will still find something. You understand the basics. You get the basics correct. You understand? That's it. Now, magnetism does not appear. Okay, you come across a concept called the standard model. It's like a chemistry, it's like the elemental table. But there's nothing about magnetism because no one measured it to say what it is. I'm telling you, I measured it, it organizes into a wave. The only reason it can organize into a wave is because of the speed. So the standard model is not complete. And that means there's a more fundamental model because as magnetism organizes itself, it's going through a medium. You understand? Like a flock of birds going to a wave because it's easy to go through the wave. And a flock of birds going into a wave formation, that's physics. You understand? It's physics. So as the birds go through in a wave formation, it makes it easier for the flock to go through. And that is the set. What would you like to know? Oh, yes. That is the same concept. It's going through something. There is something there. And I had called quantum, but apparently people had called something before me. They called it the ether. That's it. There would be no reason for something to organize into a wave if there was nothing there. It would just go scattered as it is. But each time you interfere, it always reorganizes into a wave. Now let's do this compass to show you how far back you don't know. Let's take a compass. You know this compass is? Let's put this one up under this compass. Put it on the side like this. That's why I put two of them. Because see, this is north. This is south. Put it on the side in front of you. Yeah. Yeah. Put it on the side, so that so move it around and see for yourself. Just on the side. Mommy force you to come? Mommy force you to come? Side and move it around like that. You see how quickly it turns to north to south. Now, I'll give you a card. I'll give you a card. Now, put the card in front of you and put this so that they're attached. Like that. So that's something like this. This is, and I'll tell you why we're doing this. You will be ahead of your professor. Yes, like that. Oh, no. Yeah, like that. Right? No, the one. Oh, man, this was not standing. See that? Let's go around again the campus. We're going around to the back, then we'll go around. Understand? I'll show you. But you're going to look at it, see, this is north. North. And this is south. You see that? You see, it's pointing at this thing, not south. You see that? South is pointing at this thing. You see that? See that? This is south. When you come around, this is north. Then when you come out, the north is pointing at this thing. It's pointing at this. It's not pointing at the magnet. Then when you come down, it comes to the magnet. But over here at the end, it is polarized as this. You see that? See here, you go south here, so this must be north. When it comes north, it becomes north, and then it points at this thing north. See that? North, south, and it goes around the south. You see that? It's north, it's south there, and it's north. This thing is north. That thing is north. That means it's only emitting north. It doesn't emit anything else but north. This thing. Now take off this thing, man. Take off this thing. Okay. See, what you learn at school is when they tell you the two magnets become one. You understand? No, it's never one. This thing is never a magnet. Now do it again. No, you're going to stick to magnet. Yes. You feel it. No, it's stick to magnet. See that? You see that? So now this thing is still emitting one thing. What that means is that this thing is a monopole. But what they tell you at school in the textbooks is that when you put this in this, it's going to become one magnet. But in reality, these things never touch. The magnet, nothing touches. I'm not really touching this table, you understand? Nothing really touches. This is not really touching the chair. There's an atom's length difference. So this never becomes part of the magnet, you understand? Ever. And it will always emit a singular pole according to which thing, if you change it to south, it will become south. If you change it to north, it will become north. It will only emit that one thing. It's what you read in your textbook that it becomes part of the magnet is wrong. So when your teacher says when you put a magnet in the bar together and you get one magnet, tell them no, you're wrong. Show them with this campus thing. You're absolutely wrong. Next thing, please. It's something to ponder. You are not pawns. You're very valuable people. That's why you're here. The parents think you're valuable. I think you're valuable. The next one, please. Now, physics. We were talking about relationships. Because everything is organized into the way, you know, everything at the end must be made up of the same stuff. You know. Because when you get two protons lead to a neutrino, when two protons band together, you get a neutrino. You get neutrinos on the other side. But the mere fact that you get neutrinos means neutrinos must be made up of the same stuff as protons. Relationship between a proton and electron leads to neutrinos. That means the neutrino is made up of the same stuff as electrons, as protons, and when you get neutrinos, W bosons, these are big particles like this, but they're very unstable like magnetism. They break down. You get an electron, you get a neutrino, you get a quark, You understand? That means all basic particles are made up of the same stuff. They are only differentiated by how much of the same stuff is. An electron will have this much stuff. A quark will have this much stuff. And a photon will have this much stuff. Very little. Because it's almost massless. Next, please. And then we come across, this is all from magnetism. You come across what is called Hiesenbergs principle. It means at the very lowest levels, you cannot measure stuff like an electron, because you'll shoot something at it and disturb it. So you cannot know its speed. You either know its speed but not its momentum, or you know its momentum but not its speed. But to find momentum in a position, it's called, what if there's a way not to interfere with the electron? Magnetism gives us the answer. If it emits something at a regular interval, by measuring what is being emitted, we can know position and momentum of anything, like a radio, you understand? Like a radio, we can know position and momentum, and we'll call it Khumalo's velocity. Can you go on to the next one?
Let's name that for you, right?
Good, yeah, that's a joke. Next one. Actually, it's called quantum velocity. So you have a charged particle here. It's moving in this direction. It orders to meet a magnet as it moves, in regular intervals as it moves. So you can know the position and momentum of that particle by measuring magnetism. So it is debunked that when a teacher asks you when your physics has this, you tell them, Khumalo told us that if it emits something, we can measure that something like radio. So we will know the position of the charged particle. We will know the position of the electron. Move on, please. World of science is for all. All children are one out of randomness. None is superior to another. Nobody on this planet is superior to you. But if you let them get you down, that is your fault. Because you have all the tools now to be great physicists. If you listen today and remember that everything is in a relationship, and everything is information, you have all the tools needed to discover. Next, please. It's a rigged system. And it's rigged against a lot of people. Sure that it's outside, but the system itself is rigged. So you have to be very good at what you do. Because the system doesn't want you there. I mean, once taken down my interview, for 2016, then putting these small, he's a big shot professor, and giving my work to these small, that is absolutely, that's plain racist. And even if you give them all the evidence, page 156, paragraph 3, sentence 4, they don't care. That shows you this system is rigged and against you. So you better be on your toes. I mean, you have the government, CDC is the government. The government itself doesn't want to say that man is government. They want to give it to somebody. I mean, it's very, very ridiculous. Please move on, please. Now, I work in construction. That is how for the past 18 years I have financed my research. While these guys are getting $500,000 a year in robbery. Now, from you guys in the future, I don't want to ever hear an excuse from your mouth that establishment or racism is blocking me. I have 2 kids to look after. I work in construction. I save for science. I don't get money from the grant that most people. It comes from my pocket, you understand? I don't want to get excuses from you to say, oh, I couldn't do it, the system was overwhelming. Oh, I have discovered with nothing, with peanuts. I discovered fundamental physical laws, and I debunked fundamental physical laws with peanuts in my mind. So, that's it. I don't want to hear any excuses. Put your name out there, discover invent, start corporations, and support BrainSTEM or whoever, or whatever. Support BrainSTEM, I support BrainSTEM. That's it. If you have any questions on physics, you must discover. Do not regurgitate people. Look into things, discover principles, discover things. Please. That's it, I'm done. Do you have any questions? Yes, come on.
Question. Where did you study anywhere by any chance?
Yes, I'm a statistician. I have a master's in statistical economics.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But
Did you ever study physics at like university?
no, you don't have to understand statistics.
Oh, okay.
It's still quite mechanics statistics. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's the other stuff, the pulleys and the rocket and trajectory, that's physics.
Yeah.
Quantum mechanics is statistics.
Did you ever publish any work?
I would love to do a publish. That's the stuff this morning talk. The stuff I published is what it took and said. That's why I published the stuff. That's why I went to the CDC.
Yeah.
And well, they decided to take me down. It sounds better when it comes from this morning. And that is the truth. Yeah. So you can Google me and read it. It's all there. You know what I mean?